You want to hang out here for the intro real fast? Come here. Good girl. Well, today's video should be very simple. We had a blast on the maiden flight of the new Eratix, and I'm just excited to fly it again. So in today's video, we're gonna put it right in the sky and just have a good time. Let's go. This thing is really fun to fly. And don't let anything that I'm doing intimidate you, because I am not a 3D pilot at all. This thing just makes it look easy. It's just really well built and super fun. I've got a little dog audience, and it just makes me happy to put on a good show for the little girl. That's Mama Dog, you guys. What a fun plane to fly. All I need are more batteries. That's it. Oh,
not used to you flying this close.
Yeah, that's something we didn't really talk about in the maiden flight. This is something that you could very easily fly in really small spaces. You don't need a lot of space to fly this plane, and that's a huge benefit. I could take this to a little baseball field, or you know, just the front yard really. I mean, this is a plane that, as long as you're pretty good at hovering, you can fly it in 3-foot space if you really were that good. But man, it is cool. And so this is something that we talked about in the maiden flight too. You can throw safe on. I just kicked safe on, and if you're flying around about half throttle or so with just a little bit of rudder input, you can fly this plane pretty much like a trainer. There is nothing to
I cannot wait to fly it. Crazy
or unexpected out of this plane when you're in safe like this. That's as far over as it'll go. You know, it's a really, really cool plane, very well rounded, and there are a lot of beginners that would be interested in trying their very first 3D plane. Because of safe, it really allows for that.
It's awesome.
Oh, you know what?
I'm so excited.
Abby, let me land this, because I need to make an adjustment on this. I'll tell you guys what that is in just a minute. I'm a goober for forgetting, so.
She's so happy. What a good dog.
So 30% expo is what's recommended, and the potential here is hopefully like cleaner looking flying. At least when I'm trying to hold it straight, it shouldn't look quite so jerky. Wow. Oh man, that was bad. Didn't know what I was gonna do there. Oh, so now it flies a little differently. It feels softer in the center of the stick and more extreme halfway through the stick movement. So that's something I've got to get a little bit used to with expo, because my maiden flight was no expo, and now I've got it in. So, oh yeah, that makes knife edging easier, because knife edging with this without expo makes it feel like it's got
wow, oh my gosh, that was crazy.
Without expo, knife edging felt way too sensitive, like I couldn't do it. But with expo in, I can give a little bit of input and it can hold a knife edge. Without expo, it was like just wanting to climb the whole time. So that's pretty cool, right? Very pretty plane to fly. You can very sporty and very snappy if you want it to be. There's just a big variety of things you can do with this plane. Climbs really well. Sorry about the angle there. This plane is just a matter now of me finding a good pattern to do in my brain and making everything look good. And then let's not forget probably the most fun thing to do. Just put it up and hover. I have never been able to hover anything very well. Not saying that I'm doing this well at all, but I'm doing it better than other planes, and so that's awesome for me. You know what I haven't done with this, Abby?
What? Inverted. I feel like you've spent a lot of time upside down, but I guess not.
Holding it upside down. So it should fly upside down just as well as right side up. A lot of people wonder, does this airplane have airfoil? Which means like the wing has shape to it. No, it is flat, flat, flat. What you're seeing that might be deceiving are those wingtip like, I think they're called vortex generators. I might have said that wrong. And they make it look like there's a bit of airfoil to the wing, but really there's not. It's a very flat wing. And so that kind of makes it nice. It flies really well, almost just as well at like funny angles as it does perfectly level.
You're gonna let her get it.
It's really fun, you guys. I could fly easily 20 batteries on this in a day. I mean, this is really fun. It just makes me feel like a pro. There's no secret switch here. I'm not like hitting, you know, hover mode or anything. I still have to pull back on the elevator and then play with throttle and try to focus and keep it level or upright rather. There we go. Looks good in the sun. Got to power through that. Sorry.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you are.
Sorry about that one.
Right.
The roll rate's insane on this.
Wow.
Had it wrong when I
do one of those, climb and then spiral toward the ground.
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's do it.
See how many times you can spiral.
Okay. Ready?
You didn't even
go. A
Oh
lot.
You didn't even go very high.
No.
Wow. Did you get disoriented for a second with
no,
it spinning that fast? That was crazy.
Here, okay, ready now? Let's do it. Zero throttle and pull up.
It's still not as high as what you get with most of your planes.
Harriers are nice on this. It's all nice. It's all really nice. Just flying slow and low and super fun. This is your #1 evening flyer right here. If I could do rolling Harriers, I'd be really, really happy.
Look, Mama did a
Mama's
Harrier.
Pretty happy about this. When have you guys ever seen me, unless you're new to the channel, you know, when have you ever seen me fly like this? Never. I don't fly this well. This plane is just making me look like a really good pilot.
You want to address all the comments we got on your maiden?
No, it's not a lot. Some people think $200 is a lot for this. I don't know where you're getting that from. What airplane are you buying that can do all of this at that price point? We've got telemetry back to the radio. Like, this is insane for 200 bucks. That's the plug and play. Bind and fly is like $220. So you're getting that ridiculously awesome receiver for $20.
Yeah.
I think the price is awesome. It's built really well.
I was quite surprised at the price, but maybe there's stuff out there that's cheaper, Nate. Maybe you guys need to tell us.
Flat scene, right? Like,
sure,
this is one of our introductory vehicles to the flat scene. So maybe it is kind of high.
So you guys that are saying this is too expensive, find us a flat plane, similar size.
Yeah, I just don't think
that is cheaper.
In today's
Show
market.
us.
Sure,
Comment.
5 years ago, maybe you'd have found something for 150,
but not
160.
Now?
And people were saying, oh, this would fly off the shelf at 150, 160, but I don't. This is great. I'm telling you, this is so good. I want a backup for myself. I want one for Abby. Like, it's really good, you guys. It's really fun. It's just, I don't know. It's very different. It's really good. I think they nailed it. Maybe it's not much to look at, but when you get it in your hands, it just performs really well. And so that's why I got it out here again for a second video. This is literally my second flight of this plane ever, and you guys are witnessing it. I just wanted to get it out again and have fun, show you how good it is. A lot of people got it, right? They understood the price and are happy with it. Some people were a little confused by the price. It's different than other things that you fly, and it's just made so well. Think about this. I'm not a 3D flyer, right? At all. Nowhere. I cannot do it. I'm bad. I can't hover most planes. Maybe for half a second, some. And this is literally my second flight of this. I've never really flown flat planes like this. I'm gonna have to catch this thing. And I'm flying it and this well and having this much fun with it.
If you could hover it and walk up to it and catch it, I would be super impressed.
I don't know if I can, plus the battery's a little low, but I will try.
Please don't scrape your face with the prop. Pressure's on. Oh, he can do it. Oh my gosh!
Not really the traditional way. But
You like karate chopped it. You need some work on that one.
Set a new standard. That's how you're supposed to catch them.
I think Mama enjoyed that attention today.
You had fun, didn't you? Yeah, you just about caught it better than me. He's a good little dog. Not replacing Popeye though.
She, not he.
Did I say he?
I think you said he, but I don't know.
She's a great little dog.
Poor thing.
I'm telling you, this is just a blast. Now, I would recommend if you're a newer pilot, and again, when I say beginner friendly, and I said this in the maiden flight, I don't necessarily think, like, when I say beginner, I don't mean first plane beginner. It's not the best first plane, but it's beginner friendly enough that a person could put it in safe, fly it around a bit, get it 1 or 2 mistakes high, kick safe off, ease off on the throttle, pull back on that elevator, get the nose up, and just punch that throttle a little bit. Play around with it. If the plane starts twisting this way, you make it twist that way. If the rudder starts veering off, you push that rudder and try to get it back in the center.
He makes it sound so easy.
It's not easy, but if you're that high up and you're not...
You just explained it was so condescending to me, I feel like.
Well, it's I mean, you're very concentrated while you're doing it, and I'm not good at it again, but this is a plane that I know I've always been interested in flying flat 3D planes, and this is a good one for me because I'm not just instantly good overnight. The people that have bought and gotten good at flat 3D planes, I guarantee you they have gone through 10 or 20 of them to get good. Now with something like this, you can buy one and get good and not have to crash 10 or 20 beyond repair to be good. That's the beauty of safe. You know, you panic, you throw safe. I've also been told in the comments, one beautiful thing about this type of foam is that it's very easy to repair. And I'm sure that later down the road, I'm going to experience breaking something and having to repair it. There's like a really well-divided fence here, and I'm okay to open the discussion more. We've got some guys that just like were super pumped about this and bought it, and they're like, this is a no-brainer, it's amazing. And then the other side of the fence is $200 for that? No way.
But now, they didn't really explain
exactly.
Why.
There wasn't an explanation, like $200 for that. Well, what do you mean by that?
There were a lot of those comments.
And so I just don't really get that. And I think this plane, I was talking to a local friend of mine, and he might be a great example. When I showed him the plane, and he saw the video, nah, not for me. When he held the plane, and I spoke about how I felt while flying it, he said, well, Nate, geez, now you're kind of selling me on it. It does sound like fun. I think this might be one of those planes that just doesn't do much justice until you've got it in your own hands and you're flying it yourself. And I think the cost of admission at $200 is really good for an RC plane. You know, a lot of planes in today's market are closer to 300 bucks or higher. So that's where I stand, but I'd love to hear from you guys. This is fun, and I can tell you, in my opinion, fun factor, fun level versus other planes that I've flown at $200. One of the only things that comes to mind at $200 is like the Aero Scout ready to fly for $230 as a beginner pilot. Boy, that's a lot of fun. The Technum, which is another brand, at $200 with a coupon code that we had exclusive to our channel. That's a lot of fun. But again, that was with a coupon code. $200, $220, bind and fly, to me is mind blown for the amount of fun you can have with this, the amount of technology and the electronics. Again, that's my opinion, and I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. If you don't feel that way, please tell me, and please tell me why, because I love hearing both sides of the fence when you have a good airplane, a bad airplane, or just mixed feelings. Is this another Draco people love and hate? I don't know. I'm in love with it though, and it'll be linked in the description box below. Today's been a little bit of a stressful day, but Abby and I got to get out and fly, and that really does lift some of the stresses away, and for that I feel very lucky and I'm very grateful. I'm thankful to God for giving us the ability to have this hobby, to experience it and share our experiences with you guys. I feel very grateful. I'm not only grateful to God, but to every person that helps make this channel what it is. Whether it's a Patreon supporter or a regular viewer, you know, we've got people that support our channel as much as they can. They watch from start to finish. They leave a like, they leave a comment just to boost the algorithm or whatever. and we love and appreciate that support. No matter how you do that for us, we really do thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. If you missed the maiden flight of this, it was a real maiden, and it might look like an intimidating plane, especially after that fun flip-flopping around that I did there. So if you want to see a maiden flight from someone that's never really flown 3D flat planes before, that video will be popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.